I'm Seth McLaughlin, a national politics reporter with the Washington Times.
I'm Kerry, Picket, senior congressional reporter for the Washington Times.
And we are here on the final day of the Republican National Convention. What did we see yesterday?
Well, we got into J.D. Vance. He's a senator, but now he is the vice presidential candidate for the Republican Party, specially selected by Donald Trump himself. What did you think about his speech last night, Seth?
With J.D. Vance, we got sort of what we expected. He shared parts of his bio, coming from a family from Appalachia, and he was picked for a lot of that same reason, that he brings to the table some working class roots, and he can help Trump in states such as Michigan, Wisconsin, and Pennsylvania.
But you know what? One of the things that I think that J.D. Vance was actually chosen for was the fact that he was a big Trump skeptic from the very beginning. And that was actually used against him, and will probably still be used against him and the entire ticket, because there's still a lot of Trump skeptic voters, a lot of the guys who are sort of on the fence, and he's the guy who will likely be used to go reach out to those voters and say, hey, I was where you were, and I'm gonna help sort of reel you in and say, hey, I'm gonna be on that journey with you. I was on that journey. I'm gonna help bring it back in.
Two things he does. He brings a little bit more of a polished delivery to the ticket. He's not as polarizing as Donald Trump from the jump. And then on top of that, he also brings the same MAGA brand that Trump has popularized in sort of the popularism wing of the Republican Party, where they are skeptical of foreign wars and trade deals that they feel have hollowed out communities across the Rust Belt.
But also, if you think about it, he was also part of that demographic. You know, he wrote the Hillbilly Elegy, very famous book now, was also created into a movie. And he kind of reminds me of this singer, guitarist. Remember that North of Richmond, or that whole demographic of that struggling, guy in America trying to make it. It's that voter that the Trump campaign wants to reach out to, and they're really digging themselves in to really get to that voter again.
Two more quick things on Vance. He's 39. He brings a fresh face, a new generation to the ticket. He has a young family, and his wife is Indian American. So there's a little bit of a diversity added that was not there before. Now, aside from Vance, we had
Peter Navarro.
Now talk about Peter Navarro.
Yeah, he was a former trade advisor for Donald Trump. This guy was so fascinating because here he was, top of his game, working for Donald Trump in 2016. Then he was charged with contempt of Congress because he told the January 6th committee, I was not going to testify to your sham committee. And then as a result of that, because Steve Bannon did the same thing, he was sent to prison after he told them, hey, look, this was an executive privilege and this is completely wrong. And he told the convention, that's what I did because these guys don't know the law.
Hold on there. Where did he come from before he got to the convention yesterday?
Oh, biggest detail that I didn't even put out there. This guy came from federal prison, 3 hours. Look, let me tell you something. You had people who were thinking, please have this guy walk into the convention in his orange jumpsuit, okay? But still, he was coming from a minimum security prison, okay? And he was, he was there for 4 months. And it was fascinating to have him walk in there, heroes welcome. People were going, USA, USA. He went in there to talk about the fact that you have unjust, lawfare going up against not just him, but Donald Trump, his supporters. And if you don't, put people like him, Donald Trump, and his perhaps potential administration, then they're going to go after people like him and everybody else.
I'm Seth McLaughlin.
I'm Kerry Picket.
For more coverage of the RNC, go to WashingtonTimes.com.